What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cal bringing you another video on the channel. It's been a minute since I've done that, but okay. So today, guys, this is kind of something sporadic. This is something I wanted to make, and it's kind of something that I feel like I need to say. It's something I need to get off my chest for myself, and I think this could really resonate with a lot of people. So I was at the gym today, right? And your boy likes to lift weights, you know, like a lot of other individuals. And I'm very into like power building. In a sense, I like to lift heavy weights and do volume at the same time. It's the best of both worlds. You can get strength and muscle at the same time. Clearly, that is not work. Anyways, so on bench, in all my lifts in general, I have just kind of been plateaued for the past, like, I would say since the beginning of the pandemic, right? And that, even prior to that, that was as strong as I was, but I was also bulking up, so it was kind of like I was strong, but I also wasn't at the same time. If you compare my body weight to actually how much I was lifting. And today, I got on bench, and I thought I was going to be chilling, but little do you know, I got an upper back injury, a little tweak, you know. I was like, okay, no big deal. But then I rack up like 185 on the bench, and I'm just like, this is not heavy at all. And what do you know? It feels heavy as all hell. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, okay. And I felt it in my upper back. I was like, okay, I don't want to have any injuries. I don't want this to be worse than it already is. And literally put me out even worse. So I put the weight down to 155 and like, oh my God, I was like, why is this shit so heavy? And it wasn't like crazy heavy. I could have repped it out for probably like 10, but still, it was just, I didn't understand it. And it was like, in a sense, I weighed myself earlier that day and I weighed like 166, I'm pretty sure. And like, I've been having trouble bulking up and I don't know why, but I just have been since I have switched over to a much healthier diet that is much more lower in calories, but it allows me to eat more. So therefore, it's harder to get calories in, right? And I'm not trying to bulk up like crazy. I'm just trying to like slowly bulk up, get my strength up. But I have just had the problem of just not getting strength. And I felt so demotivated. So incredibly like, man, I fucking hate this bench right now. And it literally threw off like pretty much my entire workout. I still grinded it out. I still got all my reps in. I found a way around the injury and like, boom, I did it, right? But I kind of want to use that example of me in the gym and how I knew in my mind that the answer was internal, that the answer lies within here. It doesn't lie without there, right? Now, if you're thinking about, okay, how do I get stronger? That's different. But if I'm talking about the root source of the problem that I'm feeling, of the demotivation, of the me never wanting to bench again because I'm getting weaker, even though I have more weight, which literally makes no sense. But anyways, I have to look within me. And this is what I want to preface in this video. You have to look within yourself, right? Because what happens out there is different from what happens in here, right? Within here, it's a being state. When you meditate, you're connecting with your consciousness, right? You're connecting with that awareness. You're connecting with that attention that is always there. It is unchanging. Out there, even in here, it is changing, right? It's spontaneous. It's complete 100%, right? But a lot of times when we want to do things and we want to reach a goal and we want to solve a problem, we have to change things and we have to enter a state of becoming, right? Where we have to, okay, we got to analyze this, we got to do that, we got to do this, and then we'll have the goal out there. That is not how it works, right? Because that requires more effort, right? And the more effort you put into something, the more invested you are in it. And that investment is an attachment, right? And that attachment lies within us, right? Because it's our attention and our own emotional, I guess you could say, bond with whatever we're doing out there, right? And so after I got done benching, I was like, okay, why, even though I'm doing something out there, it feels as though it's hurting me in here, right? And that you can see there is an attachment there. There is a clear bond between me and lifting weights, right? Because I've been doing it for years, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but it can take a toll on you over time. And when you take a step back within yourself, right, and you observe not even the weightlifting, but with your emotions, your thoughts that the content is about weightlifting and the emotions surround that, you begin to realize that it's the problem lies within, and you have to look within. And it is an effortless state of non-doing. And you would think an effortless state is so easy to stay in. But when you're not accustomed to that state, when you're not used to that state of just being, non-doing, where you're, I guess you could even say, in a meditative state where you're just observing your thoughts coming in, it is pretty hard, right? Because our brains are not used to that. Our minds don't like that, right? Until your mind can settle down and get used to that, and your brain settles into that mode, then it's going to be kind of difficult. It's easy to connect with for like 5-10 seconds, but what about staying there? That's when practice makes perfect, right? And you have to kind of repeat this over and over again of just non-doing effortlessness to solve your problems and to really find out what's going on. And to me, I know this problem lies within me, but I know my attention is out there. I've got to bring my attention back within here. I've got to be generous with myself. I've got to be more willing to take responsibility for how I feel, right? And because energy is contagious, right? Because if I'm annoyed within that moment on bench, it stays with me throughout the day, right? And it's almost like an anchor in the past, and I can't let that go. But when you do meditation, when you enter that effortless state of being, when you surrender to the here and now, which is complete in its entirety, you can let go of that anchor, that chain that is weighing you down. And the mind will settle, and it will just be at peace. And this is something I feel a little bit of kind of, I don't even know really how to say it, just kind of animosity to the bench right now, because it's still, I still feel it weighing me down, but that's okay. That's okay. If something is weighing you down, just know that is okay. That is how you feel in that moment. That is facts. There's no denying it. There's no being like, oh, I gotta fit this self-image, I gotta fit this standard, right? Kind of, just fuck it. I'll mention it right now. A lot of times within college, a lot of kids, or my coworkers, knew I meditated, right? They knew that I loved having a peace of mind, and I have that of the utmost priority in my life. And this kind of connects to weightlifting as well, because that wasn't my priority in that situation, right? I was valuing the external over the internal. And a lot of times when I would even if I sweared or I did something outside of like the Zen Buddhist master, I guess you could say, stereotype, they were like, yeah, what the hell are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that. By that standard that others are throwing on me, it's limiting me to how I can act, right? And I guess I even felt the pressure to fit that mold that they set for me. And this is very relatable to other things in life, from your parents to others around you, just to fit in. It taints your authenticity and your natural self, and you have no more flexibility, right? You believe that you have to be the standard. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that. I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you are too, right? It's only natural, it's only human conditioned how we've been literally influenced and portrayed within this matrix, within this world, right? Something you gotta dive deep within yourself and see truly for what it is, right? Because these standards, these expectations, all of this shit is literally something we created. Therefore, it can be demolished at any time, as long as we stop believing in it. So when you value the external over the internal, right, and I understand this idea of oneness, I understand this idea of non-duality, but just to kind of explain it in the appearance that it is to us, you have to place more attention on the internal, and once you heal that, everything outside of you will fall into place, right? Because the more you let go, the more you let in, without even trying. It's that effortless state, right? There's nothing wrong with putting in effort, but have effortlessness in here, and effort will follow through out there. So I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, baby, because I love you. And yeah, peace the fuck. Yeah.